right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Oliver Pagel, your Clarksville real estate agent. Today we have a special one. I know a lot of you guys are military, so we're going to go over the VA home loan requirements and kind of where to go and where to start with VA home loan requirements. Actually, let me go ahead and bring that up right now. So VA home loan right here, boom. You go ahead, click. If you click on Veterans United or anything like that, guess what? They're going to go over to here. You have to answer a bunch of questions and then you'll be able to see if you actually qualify for the home loan. However, to really qualify for the home loan, you either A, you have to be a veteran, or B, you have to be active duty. So either one, you're good to go. I don't think I know a single person that is in the National Guard that has a VA home loan. I think if you're on active duty status, so things like Title 32 or whatever, you could get it, but I am not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. Talk to your lender about that. But I am here to go over the basics with you guys. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So this right here, bankrate.com. I'll just put this in the description below. This is where I find my information. So your minimum credit score, obviously, the better the credit score you have, the less risk overall the lenders see. But of course, the lenders will have underwriting requirements, different underwriting requirements, depending on what your credit score actually is. So if you have a credit score under 620, it could be a little different for you. But most of the time, 620 or higher is definitely the way to go for sure. Next up, we have debt to income ratio. So this is a interesting concept right here. So obviously they don't want your home being over 41%. So or really all of your debt combined to be 41%. So if that is the case, then you will probably have to get a smaller home or a less expensive home. That's just kind of the way it kind of works, right? I mean, if you take a look at it, you could be able to see it doesn't have any income requirements. However, they do look at your debt to income ratio. So, I mean, it's better if you are married. Obviously, if you have two incomes rather than one. However, most people in the military, if you do not have debt, you're going to be able to afford a pretty nice house, right? Like the VA shells out that kind of money because you are a veteran, and they know that you're going to pay it back, right? Because if you don't, you could get leadership involved and all that other stuff. So they're pretty prone to lending out to military personnel, if that makes sense. So the sum of all of your monthly obligations to be less than 41% of your monthly incoming funds. So what does that mean? Say you make easy math 10 grand a month, right? So you make $10,000 a month. All of your funds, all of your debt can not exceed $4,100. Easy math, I know, but that's kind of what it is. So say you have a car payment, right? You have a different house, or you have student loans or anything like that. That all contributes to the debt to income ratio that you're about to see, or that the lenders are looking at. All that stuff are packaged into one, and that's what they look at. So whenever I got my loan, it's 2020 now, when I got my loan, they looked at everything, right? I didn't have a car payment. I didn't have anything. I just had a little bit of student debt, and they looked at that, right? They gave me, I think it was like somewhere single. I was a single dude, um, and I think they gave me like a $400,000 like lending thing, right? They said, hey, I could go buy a $400,000 piece of property if I wanted to. Did I do that? Absolutely not. I don't think it's smart to really push it, honestly, unless you have a whole family. If you're a single person, go find yourself something small. That's exactly what I did, and it worked out in my favor. So, all right. Obviously, the big thing with VA home loans is there is no money down. You do not even put any money down, and for the most part, you could actually pay down your mortgage rate. They're called points. So every point is typically a percentage of the loan that you're about to get. So, say your house is $100,000, right? Every point is $1,000. That's just an example. Every point's $1,000. So you can, in some cases, buy down your rate until a certain point. I don't know what that certain point is, but they're not gonna have you pay down the rate all the way down to say 0.5%. Like it's just not a thing. So be wary of that, and just make sure that you understand that you can do that if you wanted to. See, so obviously you absolutely have to have an appraisal for the VA. The VA is big on appraisals. Like that's one thing that you cannot get around. You can get around the home inspection if you want to, but personally, I would absolutely advocate everyone to have a home inspection no matter what. Even when I bought my house, it was a new construction house, and I still had a home inspection done just to make sure it was done right. Um, so I did have a home inspection, and the VA loan does require an appraisal. Now, if you're buying a house that is more expensive than the appraisal comes out to, I think you need to come up with a difference. I'm pretty sure you need to come up with a difference because the VA doesn't want to lend out to anyone that is losing money right away, right? So the appraisal is absolutely a thing. So if you want a house that is above the appraisal, be ready to fork out the difference between the two. Um, which is okay if you want to do that, but this is a good thing to have here, the inspection requirements. Um, it's good to have the appraisal being like you absolutely need to have the appraisal because you don't want to get scammed, right? Um, and so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out the documents. So there are definitely a couple documents that you're going to need. Um, so for me, obviously you'll need to have a DD-214 if you are out of the military, but starting out, there were a couple what's it called? There are a couple documents that you're going to need. So for me, I had to do an LES, and I think there's another statement of something. Um, Statement of service. There you go. Statement of service signed by the commander, and your LES. That is absolutely what you need. So whenever you send off your LES to the lender, they're gonna make sure that, hey, look, this guy is getting paid this amount, right? That's exactly what they look at. Um, Statement of service, just to make sure that you're actually in the military, um, or whatnot. So now let's go with something that I'm not too familiar with is the spouses. So yes, a surviving spouse who has not remarried. Okay, interesting. Okay, so yes, if you are a spouse out there that um, had your partner killed in action, um, you are able to get the VA home loan as well. And yeah, the certificate of eligibility, that is what you need. That's what they're going to ask for. Improves your military service and shows your eligibility to actually use that service. If you guys have any more questions about the VA home loan and how kind of my process went, so I did everything that you need to have a VA home loan. So I guess I could go into a little bit about how it worked out for me. So basically, I it was actually really easy. I did all this while I was in Bullock. Made sure to send my LES to make it look like I get paid and stuff, which I was, to prove that I was getting paid, and my certificate of eligibility to make sure that I was able to use or have the VA home loan to use that benefit. And then after that, it's a very, very simple process, right? The lender will get in contact with you, ask you a couple questions and such, and then you'll what you'll do is you'll get a real estate agent, so on and so forth, and then go pick your house out, right? This is like a um, pre-qualification thing right here. So this is just a pre-qual for the pre-qual, right? Just to make sure that you are actually eligible for the VA. And when you are, guess what? It's just like everything else. You go find your house, you go buy it, and then you live happily ever after. So if you guys are in the market or if you guys are looking for any types of home loans, I do have a couple lenders that I would trust with the home loans, but if you guys are looking to buy a house, sell a house, go ahead, give me a call. I'll help you out. Even if you guys have any questions, go ahead, shoot me a text below, comment, like, do whatever. I'll be sure to help you guys out for sure. And if you guys are investors out there, I know there's a couple investors that were ringing my phone. If you guys are any other investors, please, please, please go ahead, give me a call as well. There are different types of loans out there, like DSCR loans and all that stuff. I actually went over the different types of loans in my previous video. However, if you want any help with that or any other lenders, I do have a lender that gives out a $2,500 credit. So if that is something that you are interested in, go ahead, reach out to me. I would love to work with you guys. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to my video. I hope this helped you a little bit. I know it was a very high level overview. I went through everything that this place has to offer. I tried clicking on a couple different things, but I don't want to click all the way through. So this is really the only place I could find. Um, this is really the only place I could find any information about it. So if you guys need any help, give me a call, shoot me a text, do whatever. I'll leave this down below, this thing right here, the website down below. And I just want to say thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video.